Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Hunted by the Past. Episode 13. Chapter 86. A few seconds of silence follow her words as I feel several gazes on me. They all understand what that means. This dark witch is after me. She wants to capture me, to use me as a way to enhance her powers, enough to be able to take on Silviana and overpower her. Since my grandmother was a reincarnation of Moon Goddess, a lot of her power resides in me, making some sort of vessel for this witch to use. How frightening! I shiver, and Damian immediately puts his arm around me in a protective way. She is not touching Norah, growls my mate. You're saying, as long as this dark witch can't get to Miss Blue Moon, she won't be able to cross our borders? Asks Andrew Jones. Norah, or any other royal, while she said that, Silviana was looking right at me, with a mysterious look in her eyes. Oh, Moon Goddess! She knows about Elena, too. She knows I have a cousin who's also a royal and a potential prey to this witch. Which means we are both in danger. What are we waiting for, then? Everyone turns around. I had forgotten about the matter of the King family. Alexandra is standing next to her father, arms crossed, a few meters from us. What is she up to now? I start growling instinctively. I know whatever this woman is thinking, I'm not going to like it. Damian also. My mate shifts his position, putting himself slightly in front of me. Even William is growling quietly and frowning. What do you mean, King? Asks Lysandra. Alexandra lifts a finger, pointing towards Silviana. Isn't this woman what this witch wants, anyway? Why don't we just hand her over? Immediately, I growl furiously, but Liam's reaction is way angrier. The younger black shape shifts in a second, and jumps at Alexandra. She lets out a scream of terror, but before the black wolf can get to her, Nathaniel gets in his way. The whole action only lasted a couple seconds, but Nathaniel is holding back his younger brother who furiously trying to free himself to hurt Alexandra. Liam, stop it! Yells Nathaniel. But for once, he is not listening. I have never felt Liam's wolf so angry before, but his murdering intent is real. Despite Nathaniel's attempts to calm him down, it's actually Silviana who steps forward, putting her hand on his back and whispers something to his ear. Liam is still growling, but he eventually stops trying to fight off his brother after hearing her, and Nate sighs. Damian, who observed the whole scene in silence, turns to Alexandra. His eyes have gone ice cold again, and we can all his wolf imposing his alpha aura to her. It's as if Liam's anger had added to his own. Alexandra, intimidated, has no choice but to look down. We are not handing anyone over. This is our city, and we will not answer any threat from that dark witch. That goes for anyone. While saying that, he looks around at all the alphas present, and each of them avoids his chilling stare, except for me. We have now confirmed that this threat is real, I say. We should on the sayings of a witch. I growl at Alexandra. Why is she still daring to speak? Will that woman ever learns to shut up? But she ignores the Black brothers and me on purpose, and keeps talking to the other alphas. Why would we believe her so easily? Isn't it obvious this is all a scheme? Suddenly, a witch appears as a witness to approve of everything they said, and you don't find this suspicious in any way? They are lying. No one saw this witch before in Silver City, they just brought her here to have her say that. She even bewitched them. Now she wants us working for her? I will not listen to the orders of a witch. I see a few people exchanging looks. Don't tell me some of them will be stupid enough to actually believe this would be all part of a scheme? But Andrew Jones actually clicks his tongue, marking his annoyance at her. Enough. I don't know what game you're playing, King, but this is not a children's joke. I do not care for the royals, but a witch's threat is not to be taken lightly. I have lost enough wolves already to pretend this is only a scheme from Black, growls Clark. If you have anything actually useful to say, say it, or learn to shut up. Both alphas growl at Alexandra, and it is now clear more and more people are exasperated by the Gold Moon clan's actions. But that doesn't actually stop them. Actually, her father, Taran King, steps forward, pointing his finger at us. Before he can even speak, however, Damian growls at him in warning, and his index goes back down right away. In any case, the Gold Moon clan stands by their words. We will not follow the Blood Moon's ruling any longer. We are tired of their schemes. They should not try to overtake Silver City, or pressure the clans. People look at him with surprise, but most are just tired of his speech. How can such a pathetic guy be an alpha? Except for the Rising Moon Alpha, none of the other alphas seem bothered enough to listen to him. The only ones who are still hesitant are leaders of lesser clans, but none of them seem daring enough to speak up. So, King keeps talking on his own, as if he was claiming some grand speech. The Gold Moon will stand by its words and oppose the Blood Moon. So, you really are as stupid as you look, suddenly sighs William. Surprised to hear him, Alexandra gives him an annoyed look. Aren't you one to speak, Blue? You hate the Blood Moon as much as we do. You should side with us but William suddenly burst into a laugh, echoing through the stadium. What is so funny? Even Alexandra looks uneasy after that. When he stops, he stares at her with disgust. Side with you? I may not be on Black's side, but I still have better to do than to hang out with some bottom-of-the-barrel mutts. Oh Moon Goddess, I had forgotten my cousin's bad temper, but he can really be insulting when he wants. Alexandra looks totally shocked, but Lysandra laughs out loud despite her father's glare. Serves you right, King. You really should learn how alliances work, because there is no way anyone here will ally with it like you. She says. You are wrong. Many would follow us, even because you hold their money? The small packs are just going to be taken hostages by you, and that's it, says Nathaniel, annoyed. The Rising Moon clan shall side with, but before the Asian woman, the Alpha of the Rising Moon, can finish her sentence, both Damian and William give her a very loud growl. Having both alphas using their auras against her, her words get lost in her throat, and she looks down. You may be young, Mari, but you should really learn your place before it gets you killed, mutters William. The woman goes white, but Taran King, ignoring her situation, scoffs. The Rising Moon clan is a proud and respectful clan. And the Opal Moon clan will follow us, too. Clark Hamilton, the White Moon Alpha, is now the one growling at King. Oh Moon Goddess, did the Opal Moon clan really side with the Kings? Does that mean Elena's clan is in trouble, then? Is that why she's not here? I glance at Nathaniel, but his gaze is on Clark. Say that again, King. I mean it. They are tired of your tyranny, they will rise as their own clan and tyranny. The Opal Moon is our branch clan. They won't dare to move behind my back. Oh, they will. They didn't even dare to come here. Yells Clark. Did he, Xavier, say he would side with you? He wouldn't even come here to face me for that. I hope you are not counting on them, King, because I'd rather make myself an opal pack than let my wolves side with people like you." King looks at him, speechless. He probably didn't expect the opal moon wouldn't dare to oppose the white moon in such an obvious way. Clark is burning with anger, but Nathaniel suddenly turns to him. "Clark, you shut up, Black. I may hate the gold moon, but don't you think I trust you, either? Do you think I don't know what's going on? Do you really think I'm that blind, Black? Oh, Moon Goddess!" He is glaring right at Nathaniel, not his brothers. From Nate's surprised expression, I immediately guess what's going on. Clark knows about his relationship with Elena. Gosh, I didn't think the White Moon Alpha would know. And he doesn't seem happy about it at all, either. Nathaniel doesn't dare to say a word after that and glances down, not daring to look at Clark anymore. I've never seen Nathaniel like this, but he looks like a child caught cheating, uneasy and nervous. What's Clark Hamilton's relationship to Elena? I thought the White Moon might actually side with us, but this makes it clear they won't. Damian is staring at his brother, visibly surprised to hear this, too. I forgot he doesn't know much about his brother and Elena's relationship, either. Taran King, on the side, looks pleased by their argument, though he obviously has no idea what this is about. See? The Black Moon clan can't be trusted. I bite my lip. I don't like where this is going. We need alliances, but at this rate, we won't be able to do anything anytime soon. Putting the Gold Moon clan's scheme aside, it is obvious they made it hard for any other clan to trust Damian. The lesser packs look worried, and William will not change his mind anytime soon, either. And the White Moon and Violet Moon clans won't act with us, either. Nothing has changed, despite our efforts. The only thing is that most clans are now convinced that the Dark Witch is a real threat. The Black family should have stepped down years ago when Judah Black was murdered by his own son. Why should a family of murderers rule over Silver City? You don't actually think anyone would be stupid enough to choose you as the next king, would you? Asks Lysandra with a growl. If there is anyone to choose, that would be Blue, right? Says Tiffany. That is not the issue. Says Nathaniel. We need to take care of that witch first. That problem could take years, Black. And I have no intention to submit to you, meanwhile, growls Clark. Why is everyone suddenly tensing up? They don't actually think anyone will fight over the Alpha King position, do they? Even Damian is pushing me to stay behind his back, but I ignore him to face my cousin. William, tell them it's not what this is about. But my cousin just sighs. I won't stand by your mate's side, Norah. You're asking me to help the man whose father murdered our family. I cannot do that. Enough of this. Damian is not his father, I've said it enough. And this is not about some petty revenge. We could all be in danger if all clans stay as they are. You're blinded by your bond with him, Norah. This man I'm not blinded by anything. You are the ones all acting like children, closing your eyes on the real issue here. Didn't you hear Sylviana? That Dark Witch will keep making victims. As much as I can resent what happened to my mother, I also don't want to see any more people die. I am a Luna, it is my duty to protect others. And as long as I believe Damian is the more entitled to do that, I will stand by him. Hasn't Silver City been in peace since he took over? You are all arguing about what happened in the past. Do any of you actually have anything to blame on him since then? Are you willing to sacrifice your families, our city's future, just because you're afraid of making the wrong choices? Well, you want to know what a bad choice is? Wait until this witch actually gets to us, and just see who is scarier between Damian and her then. A long silence follows my words. The alphas look down, meditating on my words. I am staring at William, waiting to see his reaction. But before either of us adds anything, Silviana suddenly walks up to him in silence, making William step back, a bit surprised. But very calmly, Silviana smiles to him and gently puts her fingers on his temples. My cousin looks surprised, but after a few seconds, his eyes get blurry, like he is looking at something we can't see. Silviana's hands let go after a few seconds, and William stands there, totally immobile. I see a tear run down his cheek. Moon Goddess, is he crying? Chapter 87. What's going on? I've never seen William look so shaken up. He gasps and raises his eyes towards Silviana. Was this real? She nods. Yes. I'm really sorry, but you needed to see the truth. He shakes his head and wipes his tear away. Everyone is looking at the two of them while William breathes in, trying to hold back his emotions. Did Silviana show him something just now? It looked like she was only slightly touching his head, though. My cousin regains his composure after a few seconds and turns to Damian. It seems like I owe you an apology, Black. An apology? What is he talking about? But William isn't looking at Damian with eyes full of anger anymore. Instead, he looks calmer and resolute. I exchange a look with Liam, but he doesn't seem to know anymore, either. My mate frowns and turns to Silviana. What was that? A glimpse of the past. About what truly happened to their family. You can do that? I ask, surprised. Silviana nods, with a smile. Witches can obtain the memories of their ancestors and, if powerful enough, we can get others to see those of their own family too. I showed your cousin the last days of Queen Diane, when the Blue Moon clan was attacked. What happened? Asks Damian. Your father did chase the vampires to the north, but it only led them into the Dark Witch's hands. I gasp. So they didn't attack the Blue Moon clan because of Damian's father, but because the witch used them to get to my family. Exactly the same way she tried to do so a few weeks ago here, in Silver City. You're saying she killed them? I ask. Not directly, but she most likely instigated it. Judah Black only was wrong for sending her more vampires to use, but she would have attacked the Blue Moon clan sooner or later anyway, because of the royal family. Queen Diane died trying to stop her from getting to her descendants. That means my mom, Elena's father, and the two of us. I can't believe they met such a terrible and sad end. How did our grandmother felt, trying to protect us until the end? And what happened to our parents? I wish I could ask more to Silviana, but we have more pressing matters at end. At least, William isn't showing any animosity towards Damian or his brothers anymore. The Jones, too, watched the whole scene with deep interest. Are you saying the Sapphire Moon might consider an alliance with the Blood Moon? Asks Andrew Jones. William seems hesitant. This could be decisive. If William was willing to stop this fighting with Damian's clan, we could actually get closer to an alliance, and working together as well. Moon Goddess, this would be enough. If the Sapphire Moon decides not to ignore the Blood Moon clan anymore and actually work with us, most of the packs would follow. It's obvious the Jones would, for starters. Even Tiffany Pearl is looking with interest at Silviana, and standing right next to Vincent. Next to William, a man is already discussing with Alexandra, probably his beta. But the purple alpha has her eyes set on the kings, and so do I. Because if William agrees to a peace truce with the Black Brothers, this would be really bad news for them. Alexandra is staring at Silviana with eyes full of hatred, but the light witch doesn't seem affected at all. Are witches resistant to werewolves' auras? Most likely. Silviana is even staring back at her, her hand slowly caressing Liam's back. Liam, are you okay? I will be once we get rid of those gold moon suckers. Why didn't you tell me before? About Silviana? A lot of reasons. She said this is how things needed to happen. Wait, do you mean she can foresee the future? Yeah, somewhat. But it's not all crystal clear, you know. A grain of sand can totally change it all, so gotta be careful. I nod slowly. I can't totally grasp all the details, but I guess that does explain a lot of Silviana and Liam's previous actions. I glance towards Nathaniel. I still haven't been able to contact Elena at all, that's strange. Nate? He turns his head towards me. Have you heard from Elena? I can't reach her at all. I told her not to come here. Not in her condition. Her friend Daniel is watching her. Oh, so this is about pregnancy. Indeed, I wouldn't have wanted Elena anywhere near here. Things are way too tense for her pregnancy, and if it ends up into a fight. However, Nathaniel's face is so expressionless, I wonder what he really thinks about this baby. He doesn't seem too happy either. Don't tell me something went wrong between him and Elena? You've got to be kidding me. All heads turn to Alexandra, who is staring at William with disgust. Did I miss something? My cousin is ignoring her, but he obviously just said something. Damian, too, is glaring at the Gold Moon clan. Now would be a really wise time to shut up, growls Lysandra. But Alexandra ignores her and points her finger at Damian while glaring at William. Don't tell me you're actually going to let this go. Silviana is smiling, but I am not. My guts tell me things are about to get ugly. It's obvious the Gold Moon clan was counting on William's hatred against Damian to work in their interest. A truce between the two would mean they can't attack the Blood Moon and expect any other support. However, they were obviously counting on it. Now, not only it's obvious William wouldn't fight Damian, but he might even side with him if they were to do anything. Andrew Jones and Tiffany Pearl look like they are fine with it too. Behind Alexandra, several alphas look restless. They probably are reconsidering their options. But suddenly, she turns to me. Her eyes are full of hatred and anger. You little whore! I should have killed you last time. She yells, you're welcome to try. I growl back at her, and half of the other people present growling as well behind me. Damian is the most furious one, but he's also the one to hold me back. He addresses to Taran King and his daughter with a voice as cold as death itself. This is the last time I hear one of you insult my mate. The next time you do anything against her, I will have your whole clan dead. See? This man is threatening us. He does not deserve to be, for someone who has insulted the city's Luna more than twice to his face. You should even be lucky to be standing on your 2 feet, King, growls Nathaniel. Alexandra almost chokes up from hearing him. The city's Luna? Who? Luna Blue Moon, granddaughter of Queen Diane, blessed child of Moon Goddess. She is a princess to you, swine, mutters William, angered too. Alexandra looks like she is about to go insane from anger. Her eyes go to the other alphas, but no one apparently will contradict them. Most of them aren't showing any expression, but Lysandra is smirking while looking at Alexandra, and Old Man Seaver is shaking his head. The Rising Moon Alpha looks a bit scared, hesitant, and she is staring at Alexandra like she's crazy. If you do not wish to ally with anyone else here, you are welcome to leave. But that embargo on the financial system hindering the others' packs has to end by tomorrow, or I will take action, threatens Damian. Take action? You think you can take action, threaten us? Alexandra's tone suddenly changed. From craziness and anger, she suddenly went strangely calm. I looked towards Silviana, but the witch is frowning, visibly confused too. I turned to Damian, but my mate's eyes are on the Gold Moon clan. You really think you're the strongest wolf, Black? You think no matter what, you can take us on? What is she thinking? Damian is indeed strong, but her speech is mocking him. I exchange a glance with Liam and Nate. Both brothers are on the lookout too. I hang on to my wolf, ready to shapeshift, but what is she thinking? Only the rising moon and lesser packs would support the gold moon, why would she act boldly right now? Alexandra and her father but might be manipulative, but they are definitely smarter than bluntly provoking Damian. Especially when most of the packs are now supporting him. Next to Liam, Silviana slowly crouches down, putting her fingers in the ground. Is she getting ready for an attack too? On the sidelines, other packs are getting agitated too. They can sense something's not right, and Alexandra's attitude is too odd. I don't know what game you're playing, King, but you better leave now, growls Damian. But she smiles in contempt. I don't think so. Do you think I'm actually that stupid, Damian? That I would have come here without some backup plan? Sure, I had hoped things would go smoothly and you would have lost the Alpha King's spot in a peaceful manner, or with the Sapphire Moon's pressure, but… Every werewolf suddenly starts growling, something's about to happen. Alexandra looks way too confident. Damian pushes me behind him, and William and Bobo both get closer to us too. Nate moves to the side, shielding his little brother and Silviana. Damian! Stay behind me! Alexandra! This is my last warning. She laughs to him and suddenly smiles. Too bad, mine is already over. The next second, an explosion suddenly bursts from one side of the stadium. All heads turn in horror to witness wolves flying the flames, and screams are heard from all sides. Alexandra is still laughing when a second explosion bursts, closer this time. Bombs! They put bombs! Damian! I turn my head and see my mate, already in his wolf form, running towards Taran King. I realize the whole Gold Moon clan started attacking the nearest wolves. Moon Goddess, this is hell! I start running too, and Bobo is right behind me. Another explosion bursts a few meters from us, and the blast pushes me back, making me lose balance and fall to the ground. I need to get up, I need to join Damian. I struggle and start running again. Ashes and smoke are invading the stadium. People are growling and yelling everywhere. The whole stadium has become a war scene. Norah, we need to help Damian. I know. I have no idea if Liam's voice came from my head or somewhere near me, but I don't have a second to stop. Gosh, where is Bobo? I lost him. I suddenly spot Alexandra, fighting fiercely with a furious Lysandra. Both shape-shifted into their wolf form, and I jump between them as I leave my wolf to take over too. Back way, Blue, this is mine. I don't know why is Lysandra so keen on killing here, but I can't leave them. Alexandra is the mastermind behind this, she has to die. My wolf is so full of anger and hatred, the fierce fight is merciless. Alexandra is defending herself against the two of us, but she's definitely going to lose. Lysandra is not leaving her any way out, and I'm fighting like never before. My wolf is scratching her skin and biting her with any mercy, going wild. Alexandra suddenly yelps. Another wolf got her leg, and she's injured badly. She turns away to fight him off, but Alexandra suddenly loses focus thanks to that, and I go right for her throat. I feel her blood on my fur. She suffocates, but my wolf fangs are not letting go. I bite harder, and her breathing is nothing but a little hiss. You think you won, Blue? Do you think I'm not going to kill you? I won't have mercy for you. I don't care. You will pay. He will. But I feel her wolf die before she finishes her sentence. What did she meant? Who will what? Who was she talking about? Alexandra returns, lumping, and bites Alexandra's dead body out of anger. I let go of the corpse. I need to get to Damian. Alexandra was about to die, but she seemed so sure. I start running, looking for my mate with growing fear inside. There are fighting wolves everywhere, but the gold moon is losing. Some werewolves ran away, others are injured. I come across corpses, but I can't stop to check. I've lost Bobo, even Liam. Everything is too confused, and the smoke is so dense I can only see a few meters ahead. Damian. Norah. Where are you? I follow his wolf's aura, and finally spot him. Damian's fine. I run towards him, and I feel his relief. Something shines from a corner. I'm almost at his side. I keep running. Damian's right there, in front of me. I see his wolf run towards me, but something's wrong. He looks terrified. Norah. I hear a gunshot, and something red suddenly covers my vision. Chapter 88. The blood suddenly splashes on my face, before I even realize what's going on. I just heard a bang, and Damian stopped running. He's just in front of me, but I see the black wolf stumble and fall on his flank. Damian. Another gunshot is heard, but I couldn't care less. All I see is my mate, lying on the ground with blood flowing from a hole in his chest. I run to his side, unable to think of anything else. Damian is injured. Damian. Damian. I keep calling his name, my wolf howling after her mate, but he is barely moving. Oh moon goddess, no, 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 not him, not Damian. I try to look for the bullet's location, and shapeshift to use my fingers. His jet black fur is getting all sticky from so much blood. No, no. It can't be. I finally hear him breathing, but it's faint and erratic. Thank Moon Goddess, he's still alive, but the blood is still pouring out. Help! Nate! Liam! I mind link anyone I can, I don't care who I reach or not. My mind is so confused right now, I can't even understand what's going on around me. We're in the middle of a mist of ashes, with smells of fire and blood all around. Those who haven't run away are busy fighting, nobody has time to pay attention to an injured wolf. I suddenly remember the blue butterfly, mine, and catch it with my shaking hands. Silviana. Maybe she can help him. I leave it on Damian's body, not knowing what else to do. Can she find him this way? Can Silviana help him? I realize I'm crying, but Moon Goddess, who wouldn't? My fingers are still in my mate's fur, I'm not leaving him. I've never felt so helpless. Suddenly, something grabs my wrist, pulling me with sharp pain, and another gunshot is heard. Norah! Don't stay there! Bobo! It's Bobo, who just grabbed my wrist between his fangs. Bobo! Bobo, Damian's injured, we have to. Someone is shooting at you. Don't stay there. But Damian, Norah, you have to move. I fight him off. I don't want to leave Damian alone. He will die if I leave him. But Bobo is not letting go of my wrist, even as I start bleeding, and keeps pulling me away with him. I don't want to leave him. Another gunshot. Bobo whimpers suddenly and lets go of my wrist. Bobo. I see red blood running down his head, all over his brown fur. Oh moon goddess, not Bobo, too. I'm fine. It just grazed me. But Norah, you have to move, you're the target. What? I look around, but I can't see who is firing at us. I look at Damian's body. Moon goddess, I don't want to leave him, but if I'm the one they are shooting at. I stumble to get up, trying to find my senses. Tears are pouring down my cheeks. Damian, Bobo. I see him stumble to walk to Damian's side. He is really injured, a trail of blood is following him. Bobo, Norah, just get away from here. I nod, and turn around to run away. My heart is heavier and heavier. Moon goddess, I don't want to leave them. I can't even breathe, my crying and running are making a mess of me, but I can't stop, either. Damian, please, someone save him. I have no idea where I'm headed, but I don't slow down. Suddenly, I trip over something. It's a body. Taran King. The Alpha is in such a bad state, I can't bear to look. I don't know who killed him, but I can't stop. I get back up and start running once more. I try looking for a familiar face, anyone who can help me. Where is Liam? Where is Nate? The gunshots have stopped. I run into someone, and some unknown wolf attacks me. A grey shadow, and his fangs suddenly grasp my leg. I let out a cry of pain, but the pressure's suddenly gone. Norah. I turn around. William. I grab my cousin's collar and start screaming everything my lungs have left. William, Damian's hurt. He's hurt. Someone was shooting at us, and he got in between, he was losing blood, a lot of blood. William, please, you have to help him. I beg you, please. My cousin puts his hands on my face, looking horrified. Norah, you're injured, I don't care. Just help Damian, please, William. Please. He hesitates, but I'm just begging and crying like crazy. He quickly nods, and suddenly turns around while taking off his jacket, looking for someone. David. Nikki. Pierce. Lara. He calls around. He puts his jacket on my shoulders, and two wolves suddenly emerge from the black smoke. William pushes me toward them, but I ignore him. William, Damian, Norah, I swear I'll go find him, but you have to get away from here. Stay with David and Lara, they'll escort you out. Okay. I can only nod, a bit numb to whatever he's saying. But his words and Bobo's resonate in my head, and I get it. Get out of here. Run away. Gosh, my wolf is begging me to go back to Damian, and I want to listen to her so badly. The only thing I'm scared of right now is my mate. I don't care about the explosions around us, the raging battle between all werewolves, or the corpses we run across. The two wolves run in front of me, and I follow them like I'm in some nightmare. My legs are going numb, but I just can't stop. My heart stayed behind, where Damian was lying. I can't believe this is happening. The stadium is invaded by smoke, and fires started at all the explosion locations. Ashes are flying all around us, so much I have no idea where we are headed. I just follow the duo blindly through the chaos. Suddenly, a new gunshot bursts. The wolf that was running next to me stops running mid-air and rolls on the ground. Moon Goddess! Her head is covered in blood. She's dead. I gasp, and the other wolf turns around, facing a silhouette running towards us. Luna, get back! You another bang and he falls down like a dead weight. I scream in horror. Moon Goddess, they are both. I turn around, trying to look for the culprit. Who did this? Who shot them? Norah, Norah, a chill runs down my spine. That voice. Oh Moon Goddess, no, no, not him, not now. I start running in the opposite direction. My legs take full speed, and I shape-shift in the middle of it without slowing down. My wolf takes over, and she's braver than me. Fear doesn't stop her, she keeps running as fast and as far as she can. Why is he here? How did he get here? This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I can hear him running behind me. Can I outrun him? Can I? I have to. What the? Norah. I turn my head, and I suddenly bump into someone at full speed. I fall on him, but he helps me up right away. Norah? Moon Goddess, you're covered in blood. Who's? Run. What? He's here. He another gunshot and Vince's eyes suddenly go blank. I scream. He falls on his knees like some puppet. Moon Goddess, Vince. I can't stop looking at the Jade Moon Alpha's corpse, lying at my feet. I don't even know when I shape-shifted back to my human form. A loud crying echoes in my ears, making me go insane. Moon Goddess, please make it stop. A flash of pain suddenly tears my leg apart. I scream again, from the pain this time. I barely heard the gunshot. I fall, the pain bursting through my whole body. I suffocate. The bullet's silver is killing me, making my whole body spasm. I try to gasp for air, but a slap across my face throws me down. Finally, I can give you what you deserve, you little WE. His voice disgusts me the most, despite whatever else I'm going through. I spit some blood and raise my eyes to look at him, ignoring the pain. Marcus. He's disfigured by horrifying bite scars, and his face shrank. He looks like a monster, sweating and breathing hard like some savage. He steps closer, and I struggle to get away. My leg is so painful, my whole lower body is numb from the pain. I try to push with my arms, but my desperate efforts are useless. I can only grab a few meters before he catches me. I suddenly scream in pain. He's deliberately stomping on my injured leg. How pathetic you look. Look at you. A Luna? A Royal? You're just crawling in dirt, I have to get away. He's pointing this G*N at me, but my arms are moving on their own. My instincts act before I think my wolf knows we have to. My leg is a whirl of pain. Like ice running through my veins, paralyzing me. You should have seen all this coming, Norah. Running away from me? Hiding in Black's shadow? Did he have fun with you? Did you become his? This tongue of his is spilling words like poison. I don't want to hear Damian's name in his filthy mouth. Another gunshot bursts through the air and I stop moving. He shot a hole right in front of me. No bodyguard, no Black left to protect you, Norah. Do you have any idea what I'm going to do to you? Don't touch me, I growl. He laughs, like the insane monster he is. All of a sudden, I feel a violent pain in my stomach, and his foot kicks me again. I lose my breath. His hand brutally grabs my hair, and I try fighting him off. He starts dragging me around, my leg leaving a trail behind me. Moon Goddess, it hurts. I feel my body going numb again, losing strength. What the? Let her go. Nate's voice. Yelling. Growling. Gunshots. I try to open my eyes. A body on the ground is getting further from me. I see light blue eyes closing, and I lose to consciousness. Chapter 89. How are they? I look to my right. William Blue, the Sapphire Moon Alpha, is staring at me. He looks exhausted, too, with dark circles under his eyes. He hasn't even changed clothes. He reeks of blood and dirt. I slowly nod. Nate should be okay. He's still in surgery, but they said his life wasn't threatened. But Damian, I choke up. I've never seen him in such a bad state. I thought I was gonna go crazy when I saw him, lying in a bath of blood, not moving. A nightmare came true. Now I have to stand in front of an operation room, waiting for any news. I try to contain myself. We don't know for now. Granny Ariana said they gave him the best doctors, but, didn't the witch do something? She tried. But magic is efficient for diseases, not for injuries, so. Silviana already did her best. He sighs and puts his hand on my shoulder. I didn't think I would be back in this hospital so soon. What a freaking mess. After everything was over, I still remember this nightmare scene we witnessed. People had died, and a lot more were injured. Badly injured. I helped as much as I could, despite my own injuries, but we couldn't save everyone. Among the dead were Vincent Green, the Jade Moon Alpha, Andrew Jones, from the Violet Moon, and even Williams Beta, David Lynch O'Crowley from the Celtic Moon, too. Old Man Seaver is in a bad shape, too. We don't know if he's going to make it until dawn. Each clan suffered casualties. The Gold Moon clan is really over. Damian killed Taran King, and all the packs killed the rest of their members. The Rising Moon was a bit luckier, though. Their alpha, Mari Tsukiko, gave up quite quickly once she saw how bad things were getting. Guess she didn't want to see her whole clan suffer the same state. She stepped down from her position and submitted to William. Guess he will decide whatever happens to them now. But honestly, I couldn't care less. All I want is to make sure Damian makes it. The surgeon said the bullet was close to his heart, and he lost a lot of blood already. A lot of people volunteered to donate blood, but no one can guarantee that will be enough. The surgery to remove the bullet is still ongoing, and I have no idea how long it will take. It's been 3 long hours already. I punch a wall of the hospital. If only I was stronger. Nate was found unconscious, too, with 2 silver bullets in his shoulder and leg. No one knows what happened to him, only that gunshots were heard. Some F-cur had AGN and used it on my brothers. And Norah. Liam. I raise my head. Silviana comes to me and takes me in her arms. Thank Moon Goddess she is fine. Aside from a couple of bites, she made it. She was the one who found Damian first and helped keep him alive until we could call an ambulance. He's going to be okay, Liam. I hide my eyes in her shoulder. I can't believe what's going on. Damian and Nate are severely injured, and Norah is missing. No one knows what happened to her. The last one who saw my brother's mate was William, and the werewolves he had sent with her were found dead. No trace of Norah's body, only hints of a fight, and a lot of her blood on the scene. The worst is no one could mind link her since then, no matter how hard and long we tried. We don't even have Silviana's butterfly to watch her. She left it with my brother. Sil, we have to find Norah. If Damian wakes up and finds she's disappeared, I know. Have you asked Elena? She's not answering, either. Clark doesn't know where she is, and we can't even reach Daniel. If only Bobo was up. But he's been unconscious since the battle. It's been 4 hours, I hope he can come to his senses soon. Silviana shakes her head and takes my head in her hands. Liam, look at me. Your brothers and Norah need you right now. You are not doing any good staying here. She's right, says William. Without Black, I mean your eldest brother, at least 2 clans are lost. We left Clark and Tiffany to handle things at the stadium, but we need to act fast. I slowly nod. I never thought that day would come, but here it is. That cursed day when I have to take over for my brothers. I think of Damian again. You have to make it, big brother. I take out my phone, and call Isaac and Neil, their betas, making sure William hears me, too. I want every single werewolf looking for Norah. No more territories, no more holding up. You tell the chief of the police to help, too. I want all of our people to search every street, every building, every corner where she could be. Sean and Vane take over to direct everyone. Joshua and Isaac go look for clues at the stadium. Tell the Jade Moon to watch the border meanwhile. No one goes out and no one comes in until we find the Luna. I hang up, and William and Silviana nod. The Sapphire Moon Alpha takes out his phone and starts giving similar orders. I take out my phone, looking for another number. Clark Hamilton, it's Liam Black. Find Elena Whitewood. She was with my brother a few hours ago, but before I can finish my sentence, I spot that Elena right at the end of the corridor. Silviana almost runs to her. Elena! What are you doing here? Are you okay? But that woman looks lost and scared. She ignores Silviana to talk to me. Liam! Where is Nate? He's in surgery. He's fine, Elena, he will make it. But the blonde woman starts crying anyway, looking shocked. Isn't it bad for her to be in this state? With the baby and all? Oh Moon Goddess, Nate! What happened? While Sylvia explains everything to her, or a simpler version of it, I talk to Clark Hamilton. Since we found Elena already, I ask him to help watch the border, though the man looks already busy fighting with their branch clan. I don't give a damn about their problems for now, though. Norah has been missing for almost 4 hours already, and that scares me the most. Damian might really die if anything happens to her. Suddenly, my phone rings. Alexandra. She lost her father tonight, and took over the Violet Moon clan right away. She didn't even stop to cry or mourn and helped us with all the injured. Alexandra. We found a sucker from the Gold Moon trapped under some of the rubble. We made him talk. He said that Alexandra helped a man get in and out of our territories in the last few weeks, several times. Who? Some psycho named Marcus Sickles. Does that ring a bell? He said she even helped that guy get a G***N with silver bullets. I bet he was the one who shot your brothers. And the one who took Norah. If that guy has Norah, we have to act fast. I hang up and turn to Silviana and Elena. It's bad, really bad. The psycho who was after Norah, it's him. He took her and shot my brothers. Elena's eyes open wide. You've got to be kidding me. I'm not. We have to find Norah, fast. But Elena shakes her head, panicked. I can't. She must be unconscious, I can't reach her at all. Maybe I can help. Whose voice is that? I turn around, looking for its owner, and spot an unknown guy at the end of the corridor. His hair is in a mess, and he's in a hospital gown. Why does he look familiar? Elena and Silviana look clueless, too. I stand in front of them. This guy is a werewolf, why don't I recognize him? Who are you? I ask, using my alpha voice. He snorts. Someone who needs to atone for his past deeds. I know where Marcus may be keeping her. He steps forward, but I don't even bother growling. This guy has close to no werewolf aura at all. When he comes closer, I finally recognize him. Shit. You're Alec. I'll help you find my little sister. Chapter 90. Are you in pain? I'm okay. Who are you? You shouldn't be alone like that. I'm not alone. And you don't look okay. You look hurt. Is that blood? Don't look, you're too young. I'm not young, I'm 8 years old. You're still a kid. I'm not a kid. My head hurts. Something cold, heavy, and painful is lacerating my wrists. I feel heavy myself, almost numb. Where am I? It's so dark. Something's reeks, too. What happened to me? I feel so weird. Like I'm drugged. I can't see a thing, but the room is cold, and my instincts tell me I'm underground. Is this a basement? There doesn't seem to be any window or any air circulating. It's a small room, too. I can't hear a thing. No, wait, something's dripping. Probably water. A tunnel, then? I'm so cold. I struggle to remember, but with this headache. My first thought is Damian. Where is my mate? Is he fine? There was so much blood. Did someone help him? I want to ask my wolf, but I can't feel her at all. This is so weird, like she's asleep or gone. I feel completely alone, like I was a few years ago. It's so scary. The battle. The explosions. Who did this, and why? So many people died, or were severely injured. Moon Goddess, I hope the greatest number possible survived this. What was the Gold Moon clan thinking? Did they lose it when they understood William wouldn't side with them against Damian? Suddenly, I hear a ruckus. What's going on? Is that footsteps? Someone is approaching. Gosh, my leg and head are so painful already. So, you're awake. The next second, a violent kick in my stomach radiates pain through me. I gasp for air, unable to breathe, struggling. But before I can even come to my senses, I feel someone stomping brutally on my leg. I scream, unable to hold it. This is unbearable. I suddenly remember I was shot right there, and I can feel the blood running on my legs. A sharp, shrilling pain where the bullet is still located. My own voice screams in my ears, and I can only hear half of what he's saying. Should have died. What you? Lost everything because of black. Pay for it, I don't care about anything that bastard says. I ignore him, and bite my lip, unable to take the pain. His foot on my leg is crushing me, pressing so hard until I hear something actually breaking, and a new wave of pain takes me out in a new scream of horror. I wake up again, and there's a taste of blood in my mouth. I'm alive. But still in pain, too. Is he gone? I try to move, but Moon Goddess, my leg. It still hurts so much, I can barely believe I was unconscious with this pain. And this cold, I'm shaking. Oh, my stomach, too. He is crazy and even more dangerous. Next time, he might really kill me. How long have I been there? Are they looking for me? I can't even reach out to anyone. Whatever he gave me is strong enough to keep my inner wolf in some sort of coma. I can barely stay awake, myself. I hear footsteps away and something glass-like breaking. It smells like alcohol. Is that whiskey? You think they will catch me? They can, never get me. And I'll send your corpse back to him. Black should die, too. Moon Goddess, I can't see him, but it's obvious he is so drunk. I try to move and feel broken glass under my fingers. Gosh, this is so dangerous. I need to do something to get out of here. How do I make him talk? Why Damian? He did nothing to you, I mutter, almost unable to talk. Black, too. Took everything from me. He took my dignity. You is just AWE. Whatever he's saying doesn't make any sense, but I don't care. I feel him getting closer, and I try to move or crawl away, any way I can. Moon Goddess, he reeks of alcohol. Stay away from me. You scared? You should be my toy. I'm no one's toy. Get away from me, you. I suddenly hear him laugh, and a new kick bursts my stomach with pain. Oh, Moon Goddess! I don't know how much longer I can take this. Rap? After what you did to me. UW. Assassin. S. You almost killed me. Killed him? I try to remember again. That night, in that apartment. Alec left me with him, and he tried to touch me. I feel a surge of fear invade me when I recall, but I have to fight this. I have Damian now. I'm fine. I can do this. I remember the struggle. Marcus' hideous breath on top of me, his greasy hands on my legs, trying to tear my dress away. I fought him, I screamed, even. At one point, I think I hit him hard enough for him to let go a second. That's right, I remember now. I pushed him with all I had and ran. I didn't recall where the entrance was, but I went to. Was it a kitchen? I saw those. I saw knives on the counter. I took one. I remember the feeling between my hands. It was a long and large kitchen knife, sharpened. When he came at me, I didn't have a second for hesitation. Just panic, guiding each of my movements. My arms went forward until something blocked me. A weird sensation. A gasp, and cold air running down my spine. I remember his face, how he stared at me, completely shocked. A cry of pain, something so miserable and ridiculous. I didn't let go of the knife. I couldn't. As if my fingers were a part of it. So, I stepped back, keeping it with me, the blade drenched in red. He screamed. In pain, in terror. But I was still scared and freaked out. I thought I was going to die, all of me was trembling. I couldn't see the injury, just his face. Like I was in a trance. He ran at me, and I raised my hands, trying to protect myself, forgetting what I was holding on to. I wanted to scream, but even my voice was muffled. The blade went along his face, in a red, vivid, gross line. I stabbed him, scarred him twice. Is it the reason he's not approaching me now? I try to think again, hard. Marcus had no problem touching me before, but he only used his feet this time. Is he? Wait. More memories come back again. Don't you approach me. Don't touch me. I screamed that. I screamed that with all my might. My alpha voice. I just remembered it, but for him, it's an order. That's right. Marcus can't touch me. Moreover, I'm an alpha, and he's nothing but a renegade now. He has to obey me. He can't control me anymore. You, shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. I don't have my alpha voice right now. Moon Goddess, what did he DG me with? Enough to keep my wolf unconscious. I have to hold on, to stay alive. Until I can wake her up, or they can find me, some way. I breathe in. Gosh, my head is spinning so hard. I can faint at any moment again, and I hate that. Marcus keeps insulting me, but I don't listen to him anymore. The worst he can do is kick me, and as long as I don't anger him, he should stay away. Or so I hope. Damian, Damian. Moon Goddess, please let him be fine. I hope he can make it, at least until I get back to him. Chapter 91. 5 hours have passed. The surgeon is talking with Silviana and Tanya, though I don't get most of their medical gibberish. Damian is finally out of the operating room, but not out of danger. My brother looks pale in his bed. An oxygen mask on his face and tubes are keeping him alive for now. Every bandage is reddish. Moon Goddess. Liam. I turn to them, and they both look a bit sorry. Exhausted, too. Tanya's arm is in a cast. And some of her braids came undone. She fought a lot and still has obvious cuts. She's been watching over both my brother and hers non-stop. Tanya, you don't start telling me what I should do or not, kid. I'm fine. And I'm more worried about Norah and the boss, she sighs. I nod, I know I can't have the last word with her, anyway. I turn to Silviana instead, as the surgeon leaves the room quietly. She puts her hands on my brother's chest, gently, and closes her eyes. I can never really grasp what magic really is about. And she won't explain it to me either. I just let her do her thing, and wait. According to her, it would be very complicated to explain to non-witches, anyway. Basically, I get that she can communicate with plants and animals, in a non-verbal way. She can manipulate most of it, too, under certain conditions and at a variable price. All I see is her love for nature, though. Sometimes, I feel like she is really eerie, anything but human. She likes plants more than she likes people, except for me, of course. Even her appearance is uncommon, like she came out of some fairy tale painting. Small and thin build, pale delicate skin, crimson hair, mysterious green eyes. The surgeon said the next 24 hours will be critical. He made it through the operation, but Liam, his connection to Norah is essential. How so? Remember when you told me about how much your brother suffered when Norah was in pain herself? Something is happening to her, right now, and Damian knows it. Can't you do anything about it? I turn around. My brother Nate just walked in, looking annoyed. Why is he even standing? He took 2 bullets, for Moon Goddess' sake. Silviana frowns, too. You seem fine, she whispers. I am, so now tell me if can do anything about their bond. He replies with an annoyed tone. What's Nate's deal? He looks like he has something after Silviana? Is it related to Elena? Where is she, anyway? But my girl is no pushover, either. She glares at him. Nathaniel Alexander Lewis Black, you should learn to respect people before you expect anything from them. Oh brother, you really don't want to anger a witch. Silviana can have a really bad temper, herself, too. My brother sighs, but my girlfriend's eyes are turning dark green, and he seriously shouldn't push it. She eventually stops glaring at him, and turns back to Damian, her eyes returning to their original emerald color. No, I can't do anything about this bond. Moon Goddess would never allow such a thing to be possible, not even for witches. Whatever is going on now, we need to save one if we want the other to survive. If something happens to Norah, she doesn't finish her sentence, but I know she's right, yet that's terrifying. Damian's the strongest wolf I know. Our alpha line is scary itself, but my brother is a power monster. Even Nate and I may never be able to reach his level. Yet, I know Silviana is right. He would die, if it wasn't for Norah. Even without knowing her, just her image as a child, my brother has been trapped by her memory all of his life. Even when he found her, he would go nuts if anything happened to her. We barely kept him from killing Alec and the Jade Moon clan. Norah has no idea how enraged he was. I don't know what it's like to have a fated mate, but seriously, it made my brother go nuts. I get it. Let's go see what her crazy brother has to say, I sigh. I hold my brother one last time before we go. Hold on, Damian, we're getting Norah back. I exit the room with Silviana, leaving Tanya to watch over my brother. Neil should be there anytime soon, too, and Joshua is guarding the room, too. It's good to see that, despite my brother's state, all clans are keeping it together. William and I are basically overseeing it all, but Lysandra, Tiffany, and Clark are helping us without questions. There is too much of a mess to deal with right now, anyway. In the corridor, Alec is waiting, sitting on a bench. Sean insisted on guarding him, though I doubt this guy will cause any trouble. Whatever happened to him, he is barely a wolf, and clearly too weak to be a problem. He silently nods to Silviana. I know she helped him get clean, but still. I can't suddenly trust a guy who used to his own sister. So? You said you can find him. I can probably point you in the right direction, how so? Alex pushes some of his hair away. He looks neglected and sick. I guess the psychiatric ward didn't do him too well. His face is as emaciated as Norah's when we found her, and his eyes look a bit haggard. Drugs really destroyed the guy. That guy, Marcus. He always talked about a secret place he had arranged. In the eastern woods. On the Jade Moon territory, you mean? I ask. No, beyond our border. He had a lot to hide from Vince, so he would hide it in that cabin. Where is it? Can't he talk a bit faster? I get the guy is a former junkie, half-stoned all of the time, but we're on the clock here. He scratches his arm, trying to think. I never went, but he said it was a small cabin. There were electricity and water, and he could get there in half an hour. This really is not much. The eastern forest is large, way too large for us to cover all that area. We have to be more precise. What was he hiding? Silviana's sudden question surprises me, but I suddenly get what's her idea. I turn to Alec and tell him to answer her. He hesitates and sighs. Mostly, drugs. Cocaine, marijuana. I turn to Silviana, and she nods. I ask Sean to keep watching him, and we quickly go through the hospital. I mind link Nate to tell him that we have a lead on where Norah must be, but before I can take another step, Tanya suddenly runs in front of us in the corridor. Liam! It's Damian! Oh, no, no, no! From her panicked state, I know something's wrong. We run back to his room, where a couple of nurses and 3 doctors are already on my brother. They are yelling complicated stuff, passing around syringes and running around him. All I can see and understand is the beeping going weak and erratic. No, no, no. I panic. Not Damian, please, not my brother. You have to hold on. I started screaming without realizing, but Silviana pushes me out of the room with a nurse. While I'm fighting her off, I can't hear her. My brother is dying. Suddenly, she slaps me. Liam! We have to find Norah. You can't do anything here. You have to help him and find Norah, right now. Norah! Right, Norah, Damian, you have to hold on. I run out of the hospital, using my full speed like never before. I shapeshift in a heartbeat, heading east on all 4s. Silviana is able to keep up with my speed, though I have no idea how she does it when she's running on 2 legs. It's like she has become the wind itself. I mind link Nate. Nate, you have to send people to help us. Tell the Jade Moon to move and look for Norah in the eastern forest. Now! Without waiting for a response, Silviana and I keep running. Suddenly, I realize a huge wolf is following us, a black and white one. What a super odd color! Those blue eyes! Is it William? It has to be, it's the same sapphire eyes as Norah. We reach the eastern forest a few minutes later, followed by a whole bunch of Jade Moon wolves, and a few from Nate's pack as well. He really sent reinforcements. I wish I could mind link Tanya to know how is Damian. But I can still fell my brother's wolf if I focus long and hard enough. Now, we gotta find Norah. As soon as we are deep enough in the forest, Silviana gets on her knees, barefooted, and puts a hand on a tree, another one in the soil. She closes her eyes and frowns. Whatever she's doing, I can feel it. Like a sudden flow within the forest, something running like a beast all around us. She's searching, questioning all the forest. I bet she's even targeting cultures. At some point, she suddenly smiles. I got him. Northeast. We start running again, a lot of the wolves following us. Alec mentioned half an hour, I hope this will be enough. I silently pray Moon Goddess to keep my brother alive until we get back with Norah. At some point, I can smell it myself. We're close. What's this? It reeks. We finally spot the cabin. I run even faster. If that sucker touched a hair of Norah's head, I'm putting him to shreds. A few seconds before we reach it, however, a violent blast suddenly hits us. A ray of white light, something burning hot and icy cold at the same time. I fall on my knees. What is this strength? I can barely breathe. Even Silviana looks shaken up, she has to hold on to the closest tree not to fall too. Moon Goddess, she whispers, with a look of utter shock. What is it? Whose aura is this? I've never felt that before. The door of the cabin suddenly opens, and a woman is standing there. She has completely white hair, and a dress drenched in blood. Blood that smells like Norah's. Chapter 92. Where do you come from? A little girl shouldn't be here. I'm not little. I'm with my brother. A brother? Okay. Is he not with you? He. told me to go away, so I decided to walk. Are you alone? For now, yet. Is it really painful? I said stop looking. It's okay, I've seen blood before you know. Where did you get that scar? I'm fighting to stay awake. My head is so heavy. I can feel his presence, somewhere in the darkness of that room. He is mumbling something, reeking of alcohol. That monster. I try to keep my eyes open. I look for my wolf. What happened to her? Marcus must have drugged me because I can't feel her at all. How many hours have passed? Besides my wolf, I'm scared because I can't feel my bond with Damian anymore. Moon Goddess, I hope he is okay. I miss him so much already. Why did I ever think this could be only a wolf thing? I love him. I love him so much, so much. The memories of our time together, in his bed, warm my heart. His arms around me, his fingers caressing my skin. The way he stares at me, with his silver eyes filled with tenderness. His firm kisses, the spiky beard he kept because I told him I liked it. Moon Goddess, I miss him. I need to find a way to get back to him. I open my eyes again, trying to find Marcus, but without my wolf, it's too hard. That psychopath can go mad at any minute. He is staying away for now, but his kick earlier was no coincidence. He may try to go at it again, and kill for good in the process. No way I'm letting him get close to me. My wolf, I need my wolf. I try to remember what Elena taught me. Tanya taught me how to fight, but Elena was the one to give me the clues to get closer to my inner wolf. She compared it to seeing myself in a mirror, reaching out for differences in my own reflection. My inner wolf is a reflection of myself. But getting to her is... No, she has to be there somewhere. I need to reach her, in my subconsciousness. I think I need to get unconscious again, that might help. Like some hypnosis. It might work. It's not too hard. I've been fighting this urge to sleep all along, but what I am worried most is, will I wake up again after that? I feel the pain in my stomach, and the blood drying on my leg. I'm self-aware of my current state. Alec beat me before, but never this badly. I know this might be my last time closing my eyes, but... this is my only chance to find my wolf and reunite with Damian. I have to. It only takes a few seconds. I fall into slumber. In a white room, I'm sitting in front of a great mirror. I breathe in and approach it slowly. Why is it that I have two reflections? On my right is my wolf, standing proudly, her perfect white fur shiny brightly. I walk towards her, but when I get close, she suddenly starts growling furiously. I can't approach her? Why is she rejecting me? Wait, is this really my wolf? Something's wrong about her. The scar. She doesn't have my scar on her left eye. She is perfect, her sapphire blue eyes glaring at me. She's different but... I still feel she is my wolf. I try to get close again, but she growls, warning me not to come closer. She will really attack, so I step back. I turn around, looking at the other reflection. It's not a wolf. I walk closer. It's a little girl, curled up, hiding her face in her arms. It's as if she's crying, yet I can't hear any sound coming from her. I approach, and she lifts her face. She's me. Me, when I was a child. I stare at all her bruises, cuts. She looks malnourished and weak. Her hair is a mess, and the scar on her face is slowly bleeding. Who are you? She asks. I am you. She shakes her head. You can't be me. I am you, in the future, I think. I don't have a future. You do. You are, my past. Wrong, she says. She's not. But she looks exactly like what I used to look like. I turn around, and the wolf is glaring at us, still growling. So, I address the little girl again. Who are you? I ask. She shrugs. Who are you? She asks. How do I answer that? My name is Norah. You're just a name. No, I am a werewolf, too. She stares at me, in disbelief. What else can I say? Who am I? Does she mean my past or my identity? My family? My friends? What do I do? I am you, I say. You're not me. She yells. I am your future. I don't have a future. You do, I insist. I can't. I'm dead, you know. Wait, what? I shake my head. You are not dead. You're just the past, my past. No, I'm the one you killed. Look at me. You're not me anymore. So, I'm dead. What she says is right, in some way, but why doesn't it feel right? I look at her again. The fresh cut on her face. Is she me from when I was 7, after my parents' death? It's when Alec and I lived in the slums. I'm sorry, I whisper. This time, she looks surprised. Sorry. Yes. Because I should have been stronger. I'm not strong. I'm hungry, she frowns. I remember. Every day was a struggle back then. We didn't find enough for both of us to eat and went many days without having anything. I hate those memories. Striving to survive, looking for scraps among the trash. My scar, too, probably wouldn't have been so wide and visible if it had been treated properly. It gets better, I say. Not for me. I'll stay here, hungry. I've always been here. I don't get it. Isn't she a memory? Why is she there? I turn to look at the wolf again. She is staring at us, looking annoyed again. Is she another memory, too? But I never was in that form without a scar. What is she, then? I turn to my younger self again. Why don't you go to the wolf? What wolf? She can't see her? I point to the wolf's direction, but she just looks confused. Why can't she see her? Oh right, I couldn't feel my wolf yet back then. Is this the reason? But then, what can I do? There is no food here. What do you need then? I ask. She suddenly starts crying. You should know. Why don't you give it to me? I shake my head, helpless. I don't have any food, I don't want food. I don't care about food. You never give me what I want. She cries, tears overflowing. She doesn't want food? She said she was hungry. I look at her crying, lost at what to do. What is it she wants, then? I don't have anything. Behind us, the wolf is calmly sitting down, staring at everything I do. Is she waiting for something too? The little girl keeps crying, but I have no clue what she wants. What did I want back then? I was only starving. Day after day, it's only a blur now. I was lost after my parents' death, and Alex suddenly closed himself to me. I was all alone. I was so lonely. I look down at her, and all of a sudden, my emotions go back to who I was. I start crying, 2. My heart breaking from that loneliness. It was so hard. Cold, hungry, and lonely. There was no one to help me. I crouched down facing her, and start caressing her hair gently. It's going to be okay. We will make friends later. We will have so many people around us, you'll see. Damian, Liam, Nate, Bobo, Tanya, you're lying. No, I'm not. I promise. We have so many people caring for us in the future. It can't be. No one wants me. She won't believe me. Why would she? I never believed anyone would want me, back then. Suddenly, I feel awfully lonely, too. I want Damian. I want him to take me in his arms. I hate you, she says. I'm sorry, you hate me, too. I don't hate you. But she glares at me. I don't hate her. I don't hate my past. I learned to live with it, even the worst of it, even the saddest memories. What is she craving then? Suddenly, I realize. I was so lonely back then, I had no one. No one wanted me, no one loved me. Not even myself. I stare at her again. She's the me I never loved. The weak me, the pitiful me. I remember Damian's words. He said it's okay for me to be scared, and it's okay for me to be sad. Did I ever allow myself to cry like this as a child? I convinced myself I had to be quiet. Alec convinced me I didn't deserve anything. But worse, I convinced myself of that, too. I bow down and hug the little child against me, tightly. I caress her hair, trying to think of how I wanted to be hugged back then. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't even love myself. I will learn, I promise. Forgive me. She starts crying again, bawling out while holding on to me too. But the more she cries, the more relieved I feel. Behind her, I look at the wolf, not wanting to go to her anymore. That wolf isn't me. She is the one I've always wanted to be. The perfect, fearless, beautiful, and strong white wolf. But I'm not perfect, and I will never be. It's like Damian said. I have to allow myself to be weak sometimes, and to cry, too. I have to learn to rely on others, and to have faith in my friends. I need to accept their love and love myself. I don't need to be a perfect Luna for Damian. He probably wouldn't love me if I was. I think he said it before. He loves how fragile I can be, and how I make him doubt and wonder. I can be that girl. I can be, me. Thank you, as she whispers that, she suddenly vanishes from my arms, and a wave of warmth washes over me. I look at the wolf again, and this time, she has changed. My scar is there. She looks a bit thinner, too, and not as mighty. But that's my wolf. That's me. She gently walks to me, and I pat her. Sorry I didn't listen to you earlier. And sorry I wasn't more gentle with myself. With us. She puts her head under my arm, and I keep caressing her for a while before she retreats to look me in the eye. We need to go back now. To Damian. I need your strength. She nods, and we put our foreheads against one another. I finally feel her. All of her. As if I had only been hearing an echo all this time. This is me, this is my wolf. She starts growling, louder and louder. I feel a rise of power, something strong and beautiful coming from within. I wake up to Marcus yelling. What are you doing? You slut! I suddenly get up. I don't know where I get the strength to. I am a she-wolf, I am her. I growl, ready to attack. He takes his G*N, but I jump first. I go for his wrist and bite it as hard as I can. His screaming echoes through the walls, but I don't care. If I back off now, I'll be dead. I bite again and again and again while he swears and struggles. Blood flows down all sides. I hear a gunshot, and suddenly he stops moving. I stop and let go. What a scene! I'm not sure if I killed him, or if he unintentionally shot himself, but Marcus is dead for good. His repulsive eyes and open injuries are gruesome, and I walk away from it. I stumble a lot. My leg is so painful. But I can barely see anything. I try to find my dress and put on what's left of it, before walking to the door. I struggle to open it, and while doing so, notice something bright on my shoulders. Moon Goddess, is that my own hair? I turned completely white. I check again, but every dark curl suddenly turned into a pure white, like my wolf's fur. Wow, what is this? I don't notice any other changes in this darkness, but my hair is almost glowing. I will wonder later. I need to get out of here. I finally open the door, and fall into what looks like a forest cabin, or some sort of refuge. It's barely enough for one person, but Marcus made this place a mess. And it reeks of drugs, too. I ignore it and use whatever strength I have left to make it to the door. When I finally open it, I see Liam running to me. Norah. He seems happy to see me, but as soon as I feel him hugging me, I lose balance, and darkness overtakes me again. Chapter 93. Norah. Norah. I keep calling her, but she's totally unconscious in my arms. Moon Goddess, not Norah, too. Silviana runs to our side and checks her pulse. She frowns. Liam, it's not good. We have to go. Her pulse is very weak. She's lost a lot of blood. That, I can see. The very same dress she was wearing earlier is now drenched in red, and her leg injury looks really bad. That's a bullet wound. I don't even know if they can treat it. How did she make it until now? Anyone would have passed out ages ago. I breathe in, trying to calm myself and listen to Silviana. She does something with her hands again, and suddenly starts pouring something on Norah's wound. Is that soil? I will try to protect her injuries with my magic while we take her to the hospital. Liam, you're the fastest here, you have to go. Little red flowers suddenly bloom from the same soil she spread on Norah and start surrounding her like little vines. It's a weird sight, that in her white hair I have no idea how she got. While the flowers keep growing all around her, the guys are busy searching the house. Two of them suddenly run back to us. The guy is dead. We found his body in the basement. There were lots of drugs, too, hidden everywhere. What do we do? Burn the corpse, and leave the police to search the house. Make sure no one touches the drugs until they come. Call Sean, too, I order them. We will. Is the Luna? We gotta take her to the hospital. As soon as we're done talking, the flowers stop moving, too. Norah is now trapped in some sort of vine armor. Silviana nods and gets up. Okay, I'm done, but Liam, you have to go, now. I start running right away, carrying Norah. Thank Moon Goddess this girl is so thin and light, even on two legs, I can run fast. A few wolves are escorting us of their own accord, from both Damian's and the Jade Moon packs. It's at least half an hour to run to the hospital. Norah, you have to hold on. Liam, you got her? Yeah, we found Norah. Tell the hospital to be ready once I arrive, she's in bad state. How is Damian? He is hanging on. Something weird happened earlier, his state stabilized all of a sudden. Really? Like, 10 minutes ago? Yeah, more or less. Why? I think that was Norah's doing, or him reacting to her, somewhat. I don't really know what happened to her, she's different. You'll see when we arrive. Okay. Just hurry. I know, I know. I run as fast as I can to the hospital. I feel Silviana behind me. Thank Moon Goddess she is helping with Norah's injuries, I don't think she could have made it otherwise. When we arrive at the hospital, a full team is waiting for us, and they jump on Norah as soon as we get to them, patting and checking her from every side. Bullet wound on the left leg, she lost a lot of blood. Multiple contusions and I feel internal bleeding, we have to operate right away. They keep yelling all the injuries they can detect until the stretcher suddenly leaves for the emergency ward. I catch my breath and follow slowly. I can't enter the surgery room, anyway. I suddenly spot Tanya running to me, a worried look on her face. Where's she? Where is Norah? The surgeons got her. They will operate. Right after I just finished saying that, I want to ask about my brothers, but one of the nurses suddenly run from the surgery room. Excuse me, are you her family? Her brother-in-law. What is it? She's going to need a transfusion. Is there any family member who can donate? Tanya growls. Are you kidding me? This is a hospital, we don't have enough blood? She was hospitalized here before. The nurse shakes her head. Sorry Miss Mura, but the lady's blood type is rare, and she needs a lot right now. And with what happened earlier, we already gave a lot of blood to other victims. We might not have enough in our stock currently. Shit. You need a family member. I ask. Anyone with the same blood type she's O negative. How do we know if anyone will be the same? Nate, we need to reach out to as many people as we can. Norah needs a transfusion, O negative. Okay. Can Elena donate? She's freaking pregnant, oh, I forgot that detail. She needs blood. I turn around. Her brother Alec just came from nowhere, that guy is creepy. Tanya growls at him, annoyed. I can give it to her. My blood, to Norah. I'm O negative, too. You're an ex-junkie, no way we are giving her your blood, sighs Tanya. Even if you're more or less clean now, I still think that would be too risky. I take my phone out and try to call other alphas to ask around. Suddenly, the black and white wolf returns behind us and quickly shapeshifts. As I suspected, it's William Blue. Silviana explains the situation to him quickly while I'm still on the phone. He nods. I can definitely donate my blood to Norah. I'm her cousin and O negative, too. Great, please follow me. But we are going to need more people, and please, they have to get tested. Says the nurse while walking away with William. How many people exactly? It's Norah's life we are talking about. I keep making calls, and all alphas reach out to their packs, asking around. Suddenly, a young girl comes running from another corridor of the hospital. I recognize Marina, Old Man Seaver's daughter. Right, he was admitted, too. She looks tired and her eyes are red. Me. I am O negative. Arthur told me you needed someone to help the Luna, is she okay? She asks, out of breath. I hope she will be, with your help. Can you go to the nurse's office? Asks Tanya. After Marina Seaver, a couple more people arrive to help. Joshua, one of my brother's lieutenants, but also another guy from the Sapphire Moon, and 2 people from Alessandra's pack. We don't know how many of them will be able to donate, though, so we keep reaching out. When Marina and one of the people from Alessandra's pack come back with apologetic looks on their faces, I start to worry. If those 2 are no good, that's just 3 people to donate. Will there be enough? Suddenly, I realize Silviana is not by my side anymore. Where is she? I spot her a few meters away, sitting down in front of Alec. What are they doing? She has her hands on his wrists, and he looks like he's sleeping or meditating. I walk up to them and realize her eyes have turned light green, like they do when she uses her magic. Babe? I ask. Just a minute. I stay silent, looking at them. Something weird is going on with Alec. His veins are turning from green to blue and purple. What is Silviana doing to him? When she stops, the guy looks refreshed, like he suddenly got 5 years younger. Whoa, that's impressive, even for her. I still have no idea what she did, though. What did you do? A little cleansing. You can go, Alec. Thank you, he mumbles. He nods and walks away. Is he going to the nurse's office, too? I interrogate Silviana with my eyes. She sighs. He really wanted to help his sister. He asked if I could clean his blood so he could donate to her, too. Is it possible? Yet, because it wasn't the first time. I just needed to push him a bit more. He's clean enough to give his blood. But the problem, he still has to work on it. It's all in his head, but it might take time. Years, even. I look at Alec, walking away. So, he really is apologetic towards Norah. I pity the guy, but still decide I might forgive him. Someday. Looks like some people can turn around, after all. I sigh. Guess that's all left to Moon Goddess then. I hope they can make it. Norah is strong, Liam. She will survive this. What was that, by the way? Earlier, her hair. Silviana stays silent for a while, thinking. I wonder. Her grandmother was a reincarnation of Moon Goddess, maybe Norah has some unknown power like her, too. I've never seen someone as filled with moon power as she was before. Even I would never be able to channel so much. That's way too complicated for me. From the hospital window, I look at the moon shining upon us. Watch other them, please? I take a while to address Moon Goddess. I had never prayed before, but now seems a good time to do so. I close my eyes, reach for my wolf and channel my prayers for Norah and my brother through him. I don't know what I'll do if they don't make it through the night. I decide to wait for Norah in front of the operating room since I know Nate is staying by Damian's side. It's past midnight. What a mess. Victims keep coming one after another from the stadium, and the hospital staff is running around. Even Tanya went to lend a hand to her grandmother. At some point, I see Bobo walking towards us, limping a little. He uses crutches and has a big bandage on the side of his head. He comes to sit by my side, looking exhausted. You should be sleeping, Bobo. I can't. Is Norah still inside? I nod. She's been in there for 2 hours. It's the same nightmare as when Damian was in surgery, too, a few hours earlier. Bobo shakes his head. Hey, Bobo. You okay? Just a bit dizzy. But compared to others, I shouldn't complain. They just brought Andrew Jones' body back, I nod. I feel sorry for Alessandra. She's a strong woman, but losing her father like that. I know she's still at the stadium, helping people and taking care of that mess. This all still feels too unreal. I turn to Bobo, but before I say a thing, he shakes his head. I want to see Norah first. I know how much he likes her, too, so I just nod. Norah considers him her best friend more than her bodyguard. Those two got awfully close in a short while. If it wasn't for Bobo being gay, Damian would probably be jealous, too. How's Daniel? He wasn't at the fight. Nathaniel's got him watching Elena. She fell asleep. I nod. After that, we don't exchange any words until Silviana brings us some tea. She sits next to me, and I realize Bobo fell asleep on his chair. The big guy obviously needed some rest. I look at the surgery room again, hoping they would come with good news soon. I can't feel Norah's wolf at all. Will her injury be okay? Did she get enough blood? If only we could donate, too. I'm B positive, though. What about you? Silviana laughs. Witches don't have blood types, Liam. What? What do I do if you're injured, then? Water and sunshine, of course. She gets up and walks away with a smile while I'm still dumbfounded. She was joking, right? Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.